understand it. That's why you need an insurance professional who could explain it to you in layman's terms so you understand it. You know, many people tell their insurance agent when they call them up for a quote, I want the cheapest coverage I can get. Or you call an insurance agent and you just tell them I want a quote. And that insurance agent basically gives them a quote that's bare bones minimum coverage because they want a low bottom line figure and they want the sale. That's not our agency. We're going to explain to you the coverages that you have and the coverages that you probably need. Ultimately, it's your decision what you get because it's your pocketbook, but there will be no surprises when you have that loss and something's not covered because we would have had that discussion. I want to be the best thing on your worst day. When you have that loss, you feel good, okay, I know I'm covered, or, oh crap, I really should have got that coverage Lisa told me about. So I'm just going to go over some coverages and endorsements that I think are important. So first one, let's start with the homeowner's policy. Most people don't know that there's two separate deductibles on a homeowner's policy. There's an all perils deductible and a hurricane deductible. So I've personally reviewed policies from other companies that have an all perils deductible of 5% and a hurricane deductible of 10%. So Anna, I'm going to give you an easy question now, not a hard one. If your house is insured for $500,000 and Hurricane Lisa rolls through and you have damage to your home, how much are you paying? How much is that? What's your deductible? $50,000. Or if you have a fire and your deductible is 5%, how much are you paying? $25,000. Is it really worth having insurance with deductibles so high? And most insurance companies will not let you change your deductibles only at renewal. And the reason for that is because, okay, yeah, I have a 10% deductible, I'm paying cheap insurance. You see the news, Hurricane Lisa's rolling in. Call your insurance company. I'd like to change that $50,000 to $500,000. Not going to happen. So make sure you get it right the first time around. Another important coverage is for your personal property, make sure you have replacement costs and not actual cash value. So if you have a power surge and all your electronics go to hell, and you have actual cash value, and you have, let's just take one thing of that, a 75-inch Samsung TV that's 8 years old. You're going to get paid what a 8-year-old 75-inch Samsung TV is worth, which is pretty much nothing. Who the hell buys an 8-year-old TV? But if you have replacement costs, it's going to pay you the full amount to replace that 75-inch Samsung TV. So replacement costs, not ACV. Make sure you have mold coverage. Most policies exclude mold, and if you have a water loss, it's so hot in Florida, mold grows very quickly. So you want to make sure that you have that endorsement. And backup of sewer and drain, it's like literally $18 for the year. But if you have that type of loss, Tom, it's like pretty much poop water coming out of your toilet bowls, your sinks. It's nasty. And you would have, if you don't have that endorsement, you have no coverage to mitigate it. So you're doing it by yourself, or you're paying somebody big money to do it because it is actually hazardous to your health. It's poop water. Nobody wants to be doing that. So make sure you have that. If your home you have an older home, make sure you have building of ordinance and law. Basically, it pays for code upgrades. So if you have a fire in your home and all of your all of your wiring needs to be upgraded because you need to be current with the code, this endorsement will pay for that additional amount in addition to your coverage A. So it's like extra money. And some of these code upgrades are very pricey. All right, so let's look at auto because how much time I got? Okay, I got to go quickly now. Auto, two coverages that I think are most important is the bodily injury coverage and the uninsured motorist coverage. Let's start with bodily injury. So if you say you have $25,000 per person, $50,000 per accident, $50,000 property damage. You always have three numbers, or some insurance companies may do like a one number. It just depends. But State Farm is 3. You can pick your own coverages. So you're driving down the street, you rear end somebody, they come out hurting in their neck. They're going to call John K. I want to sue for my pain and suffering. You would have up to $25,000 to settle that person's claim. Say you really caused serious injury to somebody. You hit and kill them, or they have to have surgery or whatever. That $25,000 is not going to be enough. So what John K. is going to do is require you to do an assets, disclosure. You have to tell them all of your assets, what you have in your checking account, savings account, 401k. They're going to try and find money anywhere that you have that they can get to. So you really need to make sure that your bodily injury coverages is commensurate with your assets. If you have assets that you don't want to lose or money in the bank that you don't want to give, then make sure you have higher bodily injury coverages. So, all right, the most misunderstood coverage in auto is uninsured motorist coverage. People have no clue what that is. I ask them, I'm looking at a policy and like, you have no uninsured motorist coverage. Oh, what is it? Do I need it? Is that somebody hits my car, it's going to pay for my car? No, it doesn't pay for your car. Your collision pays for your car regardless of at fault. So uninsured motorist coverage. I just talked about when you rear end somebody and they're injured, that's your bodily injury. Uninsured motorist coverage, somebody hits you, you're holding your neck and you want to sue somebody because you're pissed off. That person who hit you doesn't have any bodily injury coverage or doesn't have enough coverage to cover your injury. Basically, you can sue your own insurance company for your injuries. So basically, if for State Farm steps into the shoes of the person who rear-ended you. So we step into the shoes of the at-fault party and you can sue your own company. So bodily injury really protects your assets, but the uninsured motorist coverage protects you personally for your injuries. All right, so those are the most important coverages in property. But to me, the most important coverage is you. Everybody wants to talk about property insurance and how, the problems getting it, your roofing, but nobody wants to talk about life insurance. They're like, oh, that's like taboo. I don't want to talk about it. I literally had a dude tell me, I don't want to talk about it because it's going to jinx me. And if I talk about it and get it, I'm going to die. Are you kidding me? I hate to break it to you, but everybody has an expiration date. Nobody's getting out of here alive. You're not getting out of here. You're not getting out of here, and neither am I. So it's important to have these conversations. And it really is an easy conversation. Do you have a family or do you have somebody that depends on your income? If the answer is yes, then you need life insurance. If the answer is no, then or you don't want to cover it, then it's not important to you, right? It's not important. Would you agree? So in the last 30 seconds, I'm going to ask you a question. When you are on your deathbed and you're no longer here, do you want your family to be financially protected on the worst day of your life when you're gone? If it's yes, you need it. If it's no, it's not important. So if I had to ask you right now, could you write a check right now from your checkbook, what it would take to financially secure your family for going into the future? Would you be able to write it out of your savings account or checking account? Probably none of you would be able to do that. But if you could write a check monthly for $50, $60, $70 a month that would protect your family and give them a tax-free check when you're gone, it would be worth it. Would it not? All right. So those are important coverages that I think. Now, the way to refer me would be people who talk about their insurance coverage is too high, too low, or anybody who's had a change of status, got married, got divorced, new kid, have them come see me. We can go over their insurance company, insurance